Hello. So today I'm outside and I live in the desert, and I also live about, well, more than a mile up in the mountains. So it's mountainous desert. All right. It's very sunny here. It's 92 degrees. Very rarely do we have cloudy skies. Today is a cloudy sky day, so it's kind of cool. It's going to rain, but it's very, very hot, and there's really no wind to speak of, so it's very still. Normally I have my whole setup when I make a video, but I just wanted to record outside. It was more of a impromptu kind of a thing, and I'm wearing my glasses because it's very bright out here, and also to hide my eyes because I was crying while I had this meditation a little while ago. And I wanted to talk to you about the meditation, but I didn't necessarily want to show how swollen and red and ugly my eyes are right now. So yeah, so that's another reason why I'm wearing these. But I had to make a video because I don't know about you guys, but I mean, I have just been in non-stop work mode for the past 2 months. And what's been going on today was what I feel is the last big one of of the multiple things I've been going through. And I'll describe what I've been going through. Okay. So every day I'll go into meditation. Lately I've been meditating twice a day, about an hour each time. And lately when I go into a meditation, I don't go in it expecting, XYZ. I just go in it just to meditate and just to sort of see what happens. And almost every time I've gone in meditation, I run into a scenario where some emotional pain or emotional, let's put it this way, some character flaw that I have in my personality comes up while I'm meditating, and I'm just gonna, because that's what it feels like, I'm just gonna say it. Spirit works with me to, what we do is we go in and we examine this particular character flaw that I have, okay? And these are character flaws that stop me from raising in vibration. It's what we call shadow work, okay? These are shadowy pockets inside myself that every time I go into deep meditation, these shadowy pockets of myself are brought up and looked at in extreme detail. And what's been happening is that every set of abuse I've suffered since I was born, every trauma, every abuse that I went through as a kid is examined, and it's slowed down so that, like, we'll go back to the very core, the very beginning of what made this character flaw within me. So let's say I had judgment, a very deep, I had a very, very judgmental outlook on life and people previous to this. Very judgmental, like uber judgmental, okay? Like where you would not like me. You would not want to be around me or like me, probably, because you would probably think I'm an elitist asshole, okay? And so I would go back to first I would have to feel the emotion of what caused this sort of judgmental behavior in me. And so we would wind up going back to the whatever original, and it was always a scenario that I had when I was little that hurt me. And because of that, I decided I was going to be judgmental because I was a protective barrier against me and that hurt. And so And then they would take me to that very beginning time, and they would slow it down in slow motion, what happened when I was a kid, so that I have to feel and experience every detail of what happened, except where in the original, I placed something over me so that I wouldn't feel what I was feeling. But in this, when they take me back to that, I live through it without something covering it. I have to experience the whole entirety of it, including the pain that I was trying to cover originally. I have to feel that pain, work through it, live it, breathe it, look at it in slow motion from all angles, and find a way to transmute what happened, find a way for a different outcome. What would have been a different option? What are all of those options that I could have chosen to do other than what I did? Okay? And when I do that, when we slow it down and I'm looking at it at all angles, I start to cry and become very emotional, and I can actually feel, sorry, my dog's barking. I can actually feel that dark, shadowy pocket of energy coming out of me, being transmuted, and it'll actually, I can feel the physical sensation of it lifting out of my body, and I have a sense of relief. I usually wind up taking a big, deep belly breath when that happens, and I feel lighter. And then what happens immediately after that is this inpouring of what I call light photonic energy. It's not like a flooding or anything like that. It's a gentle pouring wherever I had those shadowy pockets. Where I had to work on it. Whenever I would work on it and release it, then this photonic light and love would come raining into the pocket of darkness, and it would fill up with light. And so I've been doing this nonstop for the past 2 months. I have got to know myself so well as far as seemingly every character flaw I have had and why I have it, where it originated from. And I have done more forgiveness work, forgiving other people, forgiving myself. I mean, it's like I've been to some kind of intense psychotherapy, but it not in the third dimension, in a spiritual realm. That's what it's been like. And I mean, every time I do that, for instance, this is why I made this particular video today, is because today's was what I would feel was one of the last really big ones that I had to go through today. This one was regarding my mother and all the traumas that I suffered as a little girl at the hands of various people. And so, I mean, to go from, a not nice person having all these layers of stuff covering all that hurt, to actually being able to break out of these layers and even forgive these people. I mean, I'm speechless. Like I couldn't have done this myself, but yet I did do it myself. I have been doing it, but I have help on the other side. I'm convinced, because I'm convinced of it. I can't point to it and show it to you because it's not a physical thing, but I know I'm being helped. I know I am. And I think that everyone has this. I know that everyone has this ability to work on their character flaws and their shadows, work on their shadow self and transmute it so that we can move in our ascension and move on. And today, immediately after what happened and after it was transmuted and lifted out of me, my third eye started activating. And so I started to see, I started to get this tingling, tickly, I call it tickly, sensation in my third eye and my whole forehead, and right here too at the back of my head. It was just tingling and tickly and vibrating, and I could see gold and purple and green and white, and like swirling colors. I saw geometric shapes. I saw beings and people, and I not only saw, but I also had the feeling with it. I felt like my third eye was connected, or being connected to my heart. That's what the sensation was like, as if there was a beam of light trying to connect to my third eye from my heart. And it made sorry about my dog. And it made the connection. And once that made that connection, I started feeling love emotions attached to the visions I was seeing through my third eye. And I didn't want to stop meditating. Like, I literally didn't want to stop meditating. My family was like waiting to eat lunch, and it was going on an hour that I was in meditation. Now, I was actually done with the actual technical part of the meditation where all the work was already done, but I just couldn't stop with these visions. I didn't want to stop looking at them. So I didn't want to open up my eyes, even though I knew it was probably about lunchtime. I was like, no, I don't want to yet. So, I just, one of the things that happened in today's meditation was something that I have been asking for. I have been asking the universe and God to, one of the last things that I needed to do was have love in my heart for others. Now, I've always been very giving to others, and I always, I'm always nice to people and smile and tell them to have a good day and open the doors for people and stuff like that. But I've never really felt love for others. And I felt that I was lacking in this way a little bit, and that's what made me ask God to please help me feel more love for others. And after today's meditation, it was like it happened. It just happened automatically, I guess. But everywhere we went today, I couldn't believe it, because I had this overwhelming sense of love for everybody I came across. It was very strange to me, but it was very wonderful to me. And I'm just so grateful and so blessed. And I wanted to make this video because, these kinds of wonderfulness and miracles are available to all of you, all of us. If you're willing to do the work, right now is the time to ask for help with that work, because they're right there to help you. Jesus is often around, and he does a lot of this work, as well as Archangel Michael, my own guides, and they're there. You just have to ask them, and wonderful things await. Wonderful things await. If someone like me can have actually feel love in their heart for others and experience all these wonderful spiritual things, then you totally can experience them. Because, as someone very close to me once said about me, about 25 years ago, he said, "You're about as spiritual as a toilet seat." And in a way, he was kind of right, but now this kind of miracle happens, and it's just like, I'm just so grateful. I better let y'all go, because otherwise I'll just sit here and go, I'm just so grateful over and over and bore you guys to death. So anyway, I just wanted to make this video real quick. And if you guys have any questions about anything you're going through, or any comments about anything you're going through, or any questions or comments about anything that I've been going through, feel free to comment down below. I'd love to hear from you guys. And thanks so much for watching my channel and or subscribing. I really appreciate you, and we'll talk to you soon on the next video. Bye bye.